Guys, I know it's been a while, but today I'm going to make some soup, some chicken foot and chicken back pumpkin soup. So I haven't posted a video in so long, but today is Saturday and I'm going to make some soup for you guys. So I know I made some red pea soup, so this time I'm going to make some chicken soup with pumpkin and chicken foot. Chicken back, sorry, not chicken, I'm using chicken back instead of chicken because I like the bone. Alright, so here I'm using some pumpkin, corn, and I have yellow yam, carrot, Irish, chocho, and some scotch bonnet pepper, and some other things that I'm going to be adding. But the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to just lightly add some all-purpose on my meat. And my meat was washed and clean already. Always remember to wash your meat. So you don't need a lot, just a little bit. So I'm just gonna rub this up just to get it all over. And I know guys, other people boil soup different, so normally it will give you the same outcome, but some people just do a different process. But I'm just showing you how I make my soup. I'm going to add just a little bit more to it. Yep, that's about it. Just want it like that. You don't need a lot, just a little bit. Just to give it a little flavor. Alright guys, here I have my pot with some water. So the first thing I do is put on my pot on the stove with some water. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add a few pimento seeds in it. Alright, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to add my chicken foot and some pumpkin to this water. So normally you can either do two things. You can blend your pumpkin, but I'm not going to blend mine, but that's another option. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to add my pumpkin and I'm going to add my chicken foot to this water and let it cook. And when the pumpkin is cooked, I'm just going to use a spoon and crush it out, and that will give the soup some color that I wanted to get, that nice pretty pumpkin color. So I'm going to add my chicken foot to it first. And the reason why I'm not going to add the chicken back at the same time is because the chicken foot takes longer to cook than the chicken back. I don't want the chicken back to cook right out and break to pieces. So I'm going to add my pumpkin too, and I just cut my pumpkin in cube size so they will cook quicker. Then I'm going to just cover it and let it come to a boil, and as soon as the pumpkin are cooked, I'm going to crush them out, and then I will be adding the chicken back at that time. Alright, so I'm checking if the pumpkin is ready. So what I'm going to do is just squeeze it on the side of the pot, just crush it. So as I said, this is going to give it some color nice pumpkin color. Alright, so they want to boil some more, and this has been boiling now for about 15 minutes. I'm just going to let it boil a little bit more before I try to crush the rest of them. Some of them are feeling a bit tough, but as I said before, you can also blend the pumpkin. You can boil it a little bit and then blend it and add it back to the pot, but I am not blending mine, I'm just going to crush it. Alright, so I'm going to let it stay for another 10 minutes and then crush it again. Alright, so now I'm going to finish crush them. Alright, so they're ready. So as you can see, the color of the soup is now changing. We're getting that pumpkin color. And this is what you want to aim for. Alright, now I'm going to add the chicken back to it. So I'm going to let this cook for about another 15 minutes, and then I'm going to add the food, and then I'm going to season it up with some scallion and pepper and thyme. Alright guys, so now I'm going to add the food to the pot. All I did was cut up the food in small cubes, and then I'm going to add it to the pot. If it is too much and you don't want to have too much food in your soup, you can always lessen the amount that you add. And then if you want to add more water, you can. If you don't want your soup to be too thick, you can add some more water to it. But I'm going to add some water to mine, a little bit. I'm adding warm hot water. Alright, so now I'm going to add some dumplings to the pot. I'm making them small. Don't want to make them too big. Some small dumplings. As I said again guys, if you don't like so much food in your soup, you don't have to use so much. But I love my soup with a lot of food, but I don't want it to be too thick. So if I need to add more water, I definitely will. Alright guys, so now I'm going to season it up. I'm going to add some fresh thyme. I'm going to add 2 Scotch-bonnet pepper. I'm going to add some onions. This is just half of onions guys, just half. I'm going to add some scallion. And then I'm going to add 1 head of garlic. This is just to give it some flavor. I'm going to crush it. I'm going to also add a cock soup spicy noodle in it as well. This will also enhance the color of the soup and also give it a little flavor. I didn't add any salt because I know I was going to use this. This is salty, so when I add this I will taste it and see if I need to add more salt, if it needs any more salt, but I highly doubt it will need any more salt. But let's just check. If you don't want it to be too salty, you don't have to add all of it. And if you don't want the noodles, you could also strain it, just get the flavor from the powder. And this is just to give it some flavor. So I'm just going to let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'm going to taste it to see if I need to add any salt. But I'm also going to add a little bit of all-purpose to it. So I'm going to add just a little bit of all-purpose to it. This is just to give it some flavor. You don't need a lot, just half of it. So as I said before, you don't need a lot of the all-purpose, you just need a little bit, and it all depends on the amount of soup that you're making. As you can see, I'm making a good amount. This is a huge pot, so I'm just gonna let this stay and boil for about 10 to 15 minutes. Then I'm gonna taste it to see if it needs any salt, and then I'll add some salt. But I'm gonna turn the flame down and just let it stay and cook. Alright, so I'm gonna taste it to see if it needs any salt or if it's okay. Okay, it's a little bit fresh, so I'm just gonna add a little salt to it, not a lot, just a little. So you just want to stir it up to get the salt mixed in. I'm going to taste it one more time. Okay, it's okay now. And as I said, you don't want to, if you want your soup to have a lot of water, you don't want to let it get too thick. So you have to monitor it. I like mine like this. I don't want it to be too thick. So I'm just going to let it stay for another 5 minutes, and I'm going to turn it off. Alright guys, so here we have it. This is the final product. You guys need to definitely give this recipe a try. Tastes really good, and the garlic give it a really nice flavor that I add in. So you can try this on a cold day. Nice soup. So try it and let me know what you think about this recipe, and I will have some more recipe coming along soon.